Hey Pisces, and welcome to my channel. I'm Daniel Red Wolf. You can call me Dan. And I'm back to the channel. I definitely took quite a few years off, and I finally got the calling to say, hey, get my butt in here, and start helping people. So like I said, I'm Daniel Red Wolf. I'm an indigenous shamanic practitioner from the Purépecha tribe in Mexico, and I've been doing this work all my life. And the last couple of years during my initiations, I definitely stepped into the role of a teacher and an elder, and stepping into that, part of really working out with people and helping people as much as I can. So I've been training people to do shamanic work, leading ceremonies, sitting in a bunch of ceremonies, right? So it's definitely been an exciting time. I've definitely learned a lot for sure. And I'm excited to be back to be able to provide my monthly videos with guidance, general guidance that can help you on your path, right, as you walk down the red road. So general readings, they might not resonate with you. I always say take whatever resonates with you and leave everything else on the back burner because they might come up. And if you definitely did have something that resonated with you, feel free to leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe, right? Go ahead and helps, and it really definitely helps the algorithm. And one of the biggest things that I'm doing is a welcome back that I'm excited to be sharing with you. I just relaunched my schedule for one-on-ones. It's been quite a while because I had so many people that I was working with, and I finally expanded my schedule and opened up some more slots, and definitely opened it up for new clients. So as a welcome back offer, you can go ahead and for anybody who's been on my channel before and had a session with me, or if you're new to this channel, go to my website, bodysoulspirit.co. That's my Colibrí Spiritual Wellness Collective website, and click on practitioners, go to Dan, and you'll be able to get my schedule there and schedule a one-on-one with me. And that the promo code is down below, so you can go ahead and use that. Take advantage of it. I've already had some people take advantage of it, and it goes from now until the end of June. So until the end of June, that you'll be able to use that, and it doesn't matter how many times you use it. So if you want to chat with me every week, I'm totally fine, right? Go ahead and use it. And then after that, it just jumps back up to my regular rate. So that's a gift from me to you, saying, hey, I want to connect with you. I want to talk to you. I want to be able to see how I can be of service, right? I always say, whatever spirit gives me, I'm going to give right back, give it to you. So then that way it helps you along your path. So how do these work? It's going to be 8 cards that I'm going to pull from the tarot. I always forget the damn deck's name. Gosh. I think because I have so many decks that I use, I usually only use them. I only really use them to kind of speed up my intuition. As a medium, I just kind of, shoot from the hip, right? And the Wheel of the Year deck, and then the Seer Tarot deck, Light Seers Tarot deck, and then our Wisdom from our ancestors. So, like I said, general readings, if it definitely resonates with you, leave a comment below and let me know how it's helped you. And I'm excited to be back. And for those of you who are new or returning, I'm direct. It's probably because I'm an air sign across the board. So it's going to be very direct. I always say, we have what I have in common with, is not what I have in common. What usually is the most common thing about me is cussing and praying and cussing. So whatever comes up, it's like, I'm going to let you know. So let's see what's happening. So 3 of Wands, the Tower card, the Queen of Cups, the Hierophant, Death card, the Fool, Seven of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. So right off the bat, the one that definitely caught my attention was the Hierophant. This one right here. This is the month of seeking guidance, as well as this one, the Queen. Right, the Queen of Cups. This tells me right off the bat, this is the month of seeking guidance for you Pisces. This is for June 2023. It is the month of asking for help. And I think this is one of the things that you might be struggling with, because it is like your shadow part. Like, you rather help everybody else, but you won't ask for help. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm the same way. I will do whatever I need to not ask for help, or right. I will Google everything. I will watch YouTube videos. I will do whatever I need to do to not ask someone for help. Right. So that's definitely something I've had to overcome. And I still catch myself doing it, where it's like I won't ask for help, and I'm like, damn it, I just end up living in resentment and pissed off, which I'm going to tell you, it sucks, right? It doesn't work. So this is definitely going to be the end, especially the death cards coming through. Is really, you see the fire in the back, the moon as well. So that tells me that it's time to let that shit go. It's time to be able to say, hey, I need support, I need help, these are my boundaries. These are my expectations, right? A lot of times we get pissed off at people because they didn't follow they didn't follow what we wanted them to do, but at the same time, they didn't know what we expected from them, right? So it is definitely time to ask for help, to be clear on your expectations, and it's time to be able to step up. For a couple of you guys, it's really going to be able to, you're stepping into the month of June, you're going to step into the role of a leader. You're going to step into the role of a leader, so you're going to need a mentor that's going to help you, right? You might need a mentor or a coach that you're going to help you step into that phase, right? So especially with the cups coming through, it's a lot of looking into the future, right? Every time I see the Queen of Cups, I always look at it like she's scrying. It's like we always look at a cup. We can in the shamanic world, we always look at elements. We might look at smoke. We might look at water. We might look at the airflow, right? Listen to the sounds of it, right? As well as fire. So we'll take all of those elements and we'll use that as a scrying technique. So this is definitely the month of you either stepping into your intuitive side, getting the guidance from your spirits, getting guidance from a coach, from a psychic, a medium, whatever it may be, someone who's going to help you step into the role of a leader. It might also be that you might look to someone else who's an older person who's been in that field for quite some time, and they're going to help you step into this position. Because a couple of you guys, I feel like definitely you're going to be stepping into a new role. You're going to be stepping into a new opportunity. That's definitely going to start bringing in more money. However, with more money comes from more responsibilities, right? And it's about really leading people. They keep saying it's about leading people, not managing people. So it's definitely going to be going into that perspective, especially with the Fool card right here. It's like, you got to be curious. That is the curiosity. You got to have that childlike mentality, not childish thinking. It's childlike thinking. And in order for that to happen, is you really got to ask yourself, be curious. How can I be of service, right? So for me, I'm always asking, how can I be of service to someone else? How can I help X, Y, and Z? How can I help this person? And because that's how we were raised. We were raised in, how can I be of service? How can I use my gifts to help someone else? So again, how can you use your skills, your knowledge to help someone else that just stepped into that work environment, or maybe who's new to the company, whatever, or is in your department? So for a lot of you, for some of you, like I said, it's a new opportunity for you to step into a leadership role. However, you're going to have to be willing to step into that discomfort zone and ask for guidance, right? It's always that discomfort zone that we all suck going into, that we definitely dislike, right? It doesn't matter how spiritual you are, that discomfort zone sucks, right? So again, stepping into your intuitive side and listening to the guidance of your ancestors, right, that are going to come through. For some of you, I really feel like a lot of your guidance actually from spirit will come through your dreams. I'm not sure what that's about. So I know for me, for my sister, a lot of her guidance, actually not, I would say the majority of her guidance comes to her in her dreams, where she's always like, hey, I just had this crazy dream and this is what it's like I'm getting a sense of. So everything for her comes into her dreams. She still sees spirits and shadows and stuff like that, right? And is able to feel the energy. But a lot of her stuff comes through her actual dreams. And same thing like with my nephew. His doesn't come through his dream. He just gets those images and those voices. So again, for some of you, I really feel like it's going to come through your dreams when it comes to that. Some of you might be expecting this month, or might be giving birth, might get a notice that it's like, hey, There's definitely something happening. So it's definitely something coming through. So you're expanding your family. It could be a pet. It can be a child, right? It can be a new car. But it's going to be something that's going to entail spending more money, for sure. So, and for a lot of you, I feel like it's going to help you definitely look forward to something. So, and one random thing that just totally randomly came to my mind was Disney, like Disney World for some weird reason. So maybe it's like you're having a child and you're looking forward to the future of like, holy shit, like I can't wait to, have our family trips, go to Disney or whatever, or share that experience with them, right? That might literally just be for one person. I have not a clue why that came through my mind, right? So definitely going to be a great month for Pisces. One of the things for you that you're going to have to definitely worry about is the Tower card. The Tower card for me is every time it just means that there's going to be transformation. However, when I'm looking at it for you right now and what I'm feeling and sensing, it's really going to be that there's going to be some type of betrayal. There is going to be some type of betrayal. Either it's going to be a friend, a partner, whatever it may be. There is going to be a betrayal of some sort. And I'm getting the triangle. So every time I get a triangle, that means that it might be a cheating situation if you're in a relationship. If it's in a friendship, it's going to be that someone's going to say something to someone else. There's going to be manipulation because that person's jealous, right? So there's jealousy in that situation. Every time, and I think we always get confused with jealousy and envy. Jealousy involves three people. Envy involves just you saying, hey, I'm envious, right? But I think we screw them up a lot of times. So I really feel like there's definitely some jealousy when it comes to you owning yourself and just being unapologetically you. So I feel like that's definitely going to start coming up, or you're going to start definitely showing up as yourself or saying, hey, this is me. I'm stepping into my new role. Some people might not like who you are finally showing up because you're finally starting to show up as who you are, right? And a lot of times, every time we show up as who we are, people get pissed. Like they're like, hey, I can't manipulate you. I can't control you. It's like, what the fuck? So I can't do that. So I'm going to turn people away from you, right? Against you. So it's definitely going to be the month of there is going to be a chance of betrayal sometime it might actually be during the beginning part of June, because I feel like you're going to definitely end the month of June a little bit stronger. So there's definitely going to be that where it's going to be a little bit of an emotional roller coaster during that month. However, it's really going to be about also acknowledging who are your friends, right? So with this one, you have the Three of Wands, right? So every time I see the wands, that tells me it's people. And the girl right there, the wands are behind her, and she's looking forward to the moon. She's looking at the moon. She's with her pet, right? So it's about looking forward, looking to the future. It's like, hey, some people are just not meant to stay in my life for a long period of time. That's totally fine. I know for the last couple years for me, the last 3 years, people have dashed. Like, they've gone out of my life, right? I've had to go through a lot of shit to identify patterns and heal the patterns, right? In order for me to to continue stepping into the role of a teacher and an elder. So I've had to overcome different patterns. I've had to overcome a bunch of shit. And because of that, of me showing up unapologetically myself and saying, you know what, this is me. I'm tired of having a facade. I'm tired of showing up as how I thought you wanted me to show up as. I'm showing in. I'm all in. And because of that, because of you showing up as that, people are going to walk away. And it's not that they're walking away. Think about it as they're opening up space for someone else to come through, for someone else to actually come in and actually say, hey, you know what? I understand you. I get you. I'm going to be there every time you fucking fall, right? Because every time we fall, we want to have our support team. However, it's better to have a support team that's going to be not going to shame you. It's going to be. It's better to have a support team that's going to be there to support you and say, hey, you know what? I get it. You fell. That sucked. Or they're going to be there to call you out on your bullshit and say, hey, you're not being in integrity with your values, right? So it's a lot of that's going to start coming through. So it's about letting go of people so you can make space for those that actually are going to support you and actually are going to value you. So definitely going to be a major improvement, a major shift for Pisces when it comes to the month of June. In terms of relationships, like I said, for some of you who are coupled, I feel like there's some betrayal. There's something happening there that's, even if it's in friendship. For a couple of you guys, y'all that are single, I really feel like you're like, hey, am I ever going to meet someone? Am I ever going to meet this man, this woman, whatever, right? Am I ever going to meet my life partner, my soulmate? And you're just like, come on, like, why the fuck is this taking so long? It's about you're wanting to meet this person that you are not focusing on actually living your life. So they're telling me you gotta really start focusing on living your life and not worrying about when this person's gonna come in, what are they gonna look like, what is it gonna be like. And yeah, we want to control everything, right? But wanting to control everything doesn't mean we're control. All we get is actually anxiety, right? So we get anxiety for not being able to control something. So definitely take the moment to just say, hey, the right person's eventually gonna come and I gotta be okay with it. I just got to go enjoy life and whatever happens, happens. But a lot of times I feel like sometimes you're like, oh my God, maybe I got to wear the right outfit. What happens if I meet this person out at this restaurant or whatever, if I run into this person, right? And it's going to be love at first sight. So all this shit goes, right? SFD, story, shitty first drafts come into our mind. We will create this whole drama series. So and then we forget how to actually enjoy life, how to move forward. So for you Pisces, let it flow. Let it flow, right? Just let it move forward. Whatever needs to happen will happen. And you'll start noticing that you'll start letting go, right? It's like go out with friends and be totally fine. For some of you, I feel like I just saw like the sand, like the little sand things that you would flip over and the sand goes. I feel like sometimes like some of y'all feel like you're on a certain timer, like you're on a place where you're like, I need to be married by this time and I need to have kids by this time. I need to have a house by this point, right? You got to let that illusion go, right? And just because someone else has something doesn't mean that you're the one that's ready for it, right? And we want to keep up with the Joneses. That's the way the Western world works, right? However, the moment you surrender and say, you know what, fuck this, I'm not going to keep up with the Joneses, I'm going to do my own thing, that's the moment you surrender, right? Like for me, a lot of, actually, you don't know. For me, family's like, are you ever going to find a partner? Are you ever going to meet someone? I'm like, what's your hurry? Like, I'm just like, I got to live life. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to enjoy what I need to do. And if someone comes through, fuck, let them come through, right? However, I'm not going to stop living my life in order for me to try to find this perfect someone, right? Because then I'm going to constantly be looking. It's like, oh my God, is this the right person? Is this not right? Is this not the right person? And, oh, what about, it's like, I would be calling my friends who are mediums and psychics every freaking day and be like, oh my God, tell me about this person, blah, blah. Where am I going to meet them, right? And it's like, we got to let that shit go, right? So I always tell people, I'm like, I don't need to have this. It's like, do I want it? Yeah, fuck, we all do. We're humans, right? However, it's like, shit, we got to let shit go to be able to enjoy it, right? So, Five of Cups, so validation right here. It's like, hey, you might go through a shitty situation. However, there's other cups behind you. There's other cups. Let's not just focus on the darkness, right? The darkness of the soul. Let's focus on everything else, the good qualities that are around us, right? Four of Swords. It might feel like you're going to go through isolation, especially right there. You see the heart right there? It's definitely going to feel like it's a heartbreak. It's going to be a betrayal of some sort for some of you Pisces. It's going to be painful. However, you gotta let that armor. You gotta let that armor break, because ultimately that's how the light lets out. The other one you have the Hermit, right? So yeah, if you go through a heartbreak, it means that you're definitely gonna have to go through. And then the Five of Pentacles, right? So, God, this shit's getting real. Like, I feel like it's all doom and gloom, right? But it's not. This is your final cleanse right here, I guess, kind of, if we want to really take a look at it, right? All the planets are finally aligning to say, hey, we got to deal with this shit. You got to put boundaries up. You got to be in integrity with yourself. You got to show up as you are, and you got to not let people step all over you, right? So this is definitely going to take you into that phase of being a hermit, of feeling like you've been betrayed or been hurt. Sometimes it might even trigger like something in terms of finances kind of moving off. However, if you start looking at it from a different perspective and saying, you know what, I put myself here, and just as well as just like I put myself here, I am able to transform my life and put myself somewhere else. So because the moment you do that, it's really what it is see the light of it, see the gold instead of just the darkness. Because June is going to be the month for Pisces where it's going to be drastic transformation. Yeah, you're going to go through a shitty initiation, some shitty initiations where you have to feel emotion, you have to actually feel the pain sometimes of whatever it might be. For some of you, some of this might actually even be healing childhood trauma. So some of this might feel like it just might be you dealing with this childhood trauma that you have to work with a coach with, you have to work with a therapist for, right? So a lot of it for me, when I do shamanic coaching, it's transformational coaching. We really dive deep. I'm going to give you the guidance from spirit. I'm going to answer your questions. However, spirit's going to lift that veil and they're going to be like, this is the path to direct revelation. We're not dealing with your shit of fluffing stuff up, right? It's not going to be paint rosy pictures. We're going to put the mirror up, and this is what we have to do in order for us to be able to heal it, right? I've gone through that. I still go see my coach, and yeah, sure shit. She's like, got to put the mirror up, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, and she's like, yeah, I know, right? So, but the best thing she always does is hold sacred space, and she just sits there and just says nothing, and I'm just like, I know, like, this sucks, and I know you are doing what you need to do, but fuck, it definitely sucks going through it, right? And seeing it and holding that mirror up. But the moment you start feeling the emotion and seeing the opposite emotion is the moment you're going to transform your life. As well as some of you I'm feeling like you're getting kind of stuck, or you're feeling like you're not moving in terms of your job, in terms of your career. You feel like, I want to do all this X, Y, and Z, and shit is not moving, right? You're like, where do I want to go? I want more money. I want this. I feel like I'm not worthy. I'm not smart enough. I don't have that degree, right? For me, I feel like sometimes I'm like, it doesn't matter how many degrees I have. I feel like I'm never good enough still. I still go through those rumbles once in a while where I'm just like, I'm never going to have enough degrees to say I'm freaking amazing, right? Or that I'm going to be, right, good enough. So all this shit happens where it's like, whatever beliefs are coming through, or whatever you've gone through, this is the month of letting that shit go and saying, hey, I'm done with this shit. We got to move. We got to move, right? So actually, let's see what the ancestors say. But the moment you do this, the moment you start actually going through your emotions, it's the moment of like, you're going to go. Right? And it might suck, but if you ever gone whitewater rafting, if they say if you ever fall off the boat, it's nose up, toes up. So you just go with the current. Same thing, nose up, toes up. Just kind of go with the flow. Just go with the flow, and you'll be fine. You will be fine. And let's see what our ancestors say. Why can I not? Clearly don't know how to grab a card. Again, love how they work. Have courage. Definitely have courage. Strength, fearlessness, being a warrior. This is the moment of you facing adversity. This is a moment of you facing the darkest parts that you have to heal. Because, or facing betrayal, or facing whatever it may be, right? Hurt, pain. For some of it might be healing pain of betrayal as well. That definitely could be coming up in June for some Pisces, where it's like, it's not that you're going to go through the betrayal, but it's going to be finally healing that forgiveness. And forgiveness is really it's about you instead of them. It's about, because a lot of times, we fail to forgive, and it's like, no, we got to forgive for ourselves to be able to, because if you don't forgive someone, you're always going to be attached to that person. And one of the best books that I've read in terms of forgiveness was The Book of Forgiveness by Desmond Tutu. And it definitely opened my eyes to forgiveness because, going through childhood trauma, right? It's like one of those things where you're like, fuck that, I ain't forgiving this person, right? But it's the moment you forgive them, it's the moment you release yourself from that attachment. And I can tell you from experience, we all have shit that we attach to, right? But it's about going through these moments where the universe finally says, hey, planets are aligning, we're doing a final sweep. So you can go ahead and finally take the shift and make the change that you really need in your life. So Pisces, hopefully that made sense. Again, it might have felt like, holy shit, the dark shit, all this dark shit's going to come up, but it's not. This is the moment of saying, hey, we got to look at the dark side, right? Because there's gold somewhere in here. And finally, then at the end of it, we look at it and we're like, holy shit, all of it was gold. We just didn't want to see it, right? So we got to fall in love with the process in order for us to fall in love with, to get to the outcome. So Pisces, thank you so much for showing up, for being here, for liking, sharing, subscribing. And if you like the reading, go ahead and, like I said, like the video. And if you are called to work with me, again, follow the link below with the promo code bodysoulspirit.co. Go ahead and sign up with a one-on-one session with me. I would look forward to working with you and can't wait to see what July has and how June went. Take care, Pisces. Bye-bye.